Are we ready? I will call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the HRA for the city of Richfield. And first item is roll call.
Commissioner Rubenstein,
Here.
Commissioner Gotel,
Here.
Commissioner Gepner,
Here.
Commissioner Supple,
Here.
Chair Sandal.
Here. All right, next item is to approve the minutes of our regular HRA meeting of November 18th.
I so move.
I'll second it.
Any discussion or corrections? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And then we have the approval of the agenda.
I move the agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, first thing then on our approved agenda is the consent calendar. Mr. Stark.
Thank you, Chair Sandell. The consent calendar contains several items which are acted upon by the HRA in one motion. Once the consent calendar has been approved, the individual items and recommended actions have also been approved, and no further HRA action would be necessary. Tonight we have 3 items on the consent calendar. Item A is consideration of the approval of the annual consultant services agreement with the Greater Metropolitan Housing Corporation, also known as GIMIC, for 2014. Item B is a consideration of the approval of an amended resolution approving an interfund loan related to Tax Increment Financing District 2010-1, also known as the Wood Lake Housing TIF District. And then item number C is consideration of the approval of a resolution authorizing an interfund loan from the HRA's general fund for advance of certain costs up to $200,000 in connection with the Cedar Avenue Tax Increment Financing District. And that concludes the consent calendar for tonight.
All right.
I move the consent calendar.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
I just need a little refresher for my aging memory as to where the boundaries are for that Wood Lake Housing District. Is it a Wood Lake Housing District or the Richfield Lake Housing District?
Yes, Chair Sandel and Commissioner Rubenstein. The Wood Lake Housing TIF
Yes.
District is the Wood Lake Plaza Apartments,
Okay.
essentially across the street from
That's
Lindale
what
Gardens.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure.
Any other questions or comments? It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent calendar. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 4, Mr. Stark.
Thank you, Chair Sandel. I'm going to ask Assistant Director Barton to present this, and then I will put up some graphics.
Thank you, Chair Sandal, Commissioners. Item number 4 is consideration of a contract for private development between the Housing and Redevelopment Authority and Andres Custom Homes for the redevelopment of 7215 Logan Avenue through the Richfield Rediscovered program. Andres Custom Homes is applying for a Richfield Rediscovered credit to purchase the property at 7215 Logan Avenue. There's an existing substandard structure on the site that would be removed, and then the 150-foot wide parcel would be split into 2 75-foot wide lots, and 2 new homes would be constructed on the property. Only one of these homes would qualify for the Richfield Rediscovered program because there's only one substandard home that would be removed. The new homes will be approximately 2,000 square feet and have end values around $350,000 each. The proposed 2,000 square foot house that would be part of the credit program would have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a 3-car garage. The City Council at their November 26th meeting did review the applicant's request to subdivide this property into 3 50-foot wide lots. However, there was numerous opposition by local residents, and the City Council denied that request. Therefore, the builder has submitted a new application for a subdivision waiver to split the parcel into 2 lots. The application will go before the City Council at their January 14th, 2014 meeting. And the proposed 75-foot wide lots would meet the city's subdivision requirements. The builder does have end buyers pre-approved for both of the lots. And the contract that the builder would enter into would require him to close on the property by March 1st of 2014 and complete construction by July 1 of 2014. No public notification is required on this item. However, due to the neighborhood interest, we did send out notices to property owners within 350 feet of this project or property as a courtesy, notifying them of tonight's meeting. I don't see anyone here this evening. The builder is here in the audience, and there is a photo diagram of the proposed property up on the screen. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Are you Mr. Endres? Is that Dustin? Mr.
Dustin.
Endres? Could you come up to the mic? Thanks.
Proposing to split the lots at Logan Avenue, 7215 Logan.
Okay. I had a question. We have some diagrams of the proposed initial property, I believe. Is the second one going to be identical, or we don't know yet?
I know that should have that.
We have both of them in here?
In the
They're
back.
mirror images.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it.
They weren't included. The other home was not included in the packet, I guess.
Okay, all right.
But isn't it the same, or
No, there's
It's not.
They're
It
two
was
different
turned in,
homes.
yeah, it's a different model of ours, yeah. So they're not the same house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine, I
Right,
just was
okay.
curious. All right, anybody have any questions of the,
I was confused as well,
Yeah.
because
Thought it was too.
there is a picture of a mirror image
Yeah.
at the end, without any of the floor plan information, but a elevation. So that, in concurring her earlier, we assumed that
Yeah, of the front.
so here's the one that's complete, and here's the other one.
Is the second, Dustin, is the second house a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, the same as this one?
That one is a 3-bedroom as well.
What
It
page
can
is
be a
that?
4th bedroom because there's an office on it.
4020.
So it can be a 4th if someone wanted to.
Okay.
I have 4-1,
You guys don't happen to have that, just to look at? do
Yeah. Do you
This
have a
is
420?
4,
Very end is 420.
8, no, unless it's way in the back.
4-20.
Oh, way in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
See,
like it's a
mirrored
reverse
image.
one. All right, any more questions for,
Did we get an answer then? I think we got a picture.
okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So that. Different house.
So the photo in the very back is just this, the other house, okay.
He's gonna put this one off for us. Let me see it in a minute.
So I've put up the portions of the houses side by side,
Oh, yeah, okay,
excluding the garages,
okay.
so you can see that they are
Similar, but not exactly
similar
the same.
but different.
Okay.
Okay.
And are they the same size? It's 2,000 square foot too?
Yep, they're
Okay.
right around that size, yep.
I mean,
both
nice,
marked.
nice size houses for that. Mm-hmm.
One slightly larger than the other.
Yeah, the
Slightly.
left one is just a little bit wider.
And they both have 3 car garages?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Well, that'd be nice instead of having 6 garage doors right next to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, that was thoughtful.
Yeah, we tried to keep them apart.
So
Mhm.
it's like
And
is
it
like that,
keeps
yeah.
the shadow away from people of the houses from their neighbors on either side.
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
Lower
That's what I was
elevations
thinking.
next to the houses. Then it's a little bit more
Okay,
privacy.
any other questions, concerns?
No, I just want to thank you for coming back when we told you that we would love to have you come back
It's quiet today.
for those. I know,
Yeah,
know.
where's the neighbors welcoming you?
yeah.
So, right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's clear, do we know if the neighbors have seen anything?
I'm sure they have.
They have.
Got the notice.
Okay,
They
well,
got the notice.
obviously they're
They're pleased.
satisfied with
They
it.
would be. And a lot of them were satisfied when we also discussed the fact of just cutting it in two. So
Cool.
I think they'll be very happy. Thank you for
Good deal.
adjusting that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And I will move that we authorize the attached, whoops, wrong page. that we approve and authorize execution of a contract for private development between the HRA and Andrus Custom Homes, Inc. for the redevelopment of 7215 Avenue, contingent upon city council approval of a subdivision waiver.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. All right. HRA discussion items. Are there any things that people want to bring up?
Madam Chair, I just want to know if staff have started to put together the, we had the Housing Task Force that did that wonderful vision for us. When are we moving forward with the policy piece? And I know we'll probably have to replace people and all that. Is any timeline or anything?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of an incremental process. A memo was sent out to the HRA and the city council maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, specific to senior housing. I think in the memo we talked about the fact that, I think we've repeatedly heard from policymakers maybe some disinterest in senior housing and doing more senior housing. At the same time, almost every developer that comes to us expresses interest in building senior housing and expresses to us that they feel like there's a need. So, we thought it would be prudent to get a third party kind of neutral view on the senior housing need. And so a report is being put together by Maxfield Research. So we've asked the Housing Task Force to take a preliminary look at that report when it comes out, so that when we report to you the Maxfield report, you'd also hear some of the comments from the Housing Task Force about that. So that's really one of the first steps. And the hope is that, we didn't want to overtax this group because when we originally talked to them, we said it was a pretty finite commitment. So what we've talked to them about now is maybe in the future meeting every 6 weeks or so throughout 2014 to work toward a policy. And I think the policy, you might see it coming in kind of thematic pieces rather than one overreaching policy. But that's certainly up to you. That's might be how they put it together. How you may want to say, yep, we'll take all this input that you have, and then once you've got it all to us, we can take a more comprehensive look. That's when we would consider a policy. So that's really up to you.
And my only concern about that is that we segregate. I understand why. It's easier to parcel off a piece, right? And that's one piece, but it excludes the other needs as well.
Yeah. That's why I say you may want to wait to collect it all together.
Yeah, because of the, looking at that whole balance of what we really need, and so everybody needs senior housing because of the baby boomers. You could around the world that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But we also need affordable housing, and we need move-up housing, and we need young professional housing, and okay, all right. It'll be interesting to see how this goes forward. Have you heard from the task force, and are they all ready to engage again?
Yeah, we have heard from them, and I would say about 2/3 of them seem willing to keep moving
How
forward.
many is that then on the group that we'll have?
There were 18, I think, when we finished. So
Okay.
there's a good
Substantial.
12 or so that are still interested in continuing on.
Do you feel that that's the right number, or do we?
Yeah,
need
I
to-
do. I
Okay.
think it's a good number, and we can always try to bring other people in. But for now, I think it is. We'll see what the first meeting feels like.
And yeah,
If it
just
feels like
shows
the
up,
right
yeah.
number of people.
Okay, it'll be nice for you to report back to see if we need to. I know there are people who are still interested possibly in putting their names in to go there. We wanted to add 5 or 6 people to the group.
Yeah, and you'll be doing some commission interviews
Yes.
upcoming too. So there may be people that don't get appointed to commissions that you think, well, gosh, that
That'd be a good
person
person.
would be a good person. So
Okay, all right.
Okay. Any other questions or items for discussion? We normally do our elections in January.
I believe that those occur in January or February. I can't remember.
January. When there?
For the HRA, yeah.
January.
Okay, that's fine. And then are we going to, as a group, do anything in particular in terms of goal setting or not?
A study session for goals?
I believe we did last year.
I think
Mm-hmm.
I do believe we did. I think what would make sense would be to wait until after the council's goal setting so that you can take a look at what direction the council's going in, and then we should have a study session. I think that would make sense.
Okay.
We could
that
do it
sounds
before
good.
Monday meeting.
So maybe in
February.
February would make the most sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else have any items to discuss? We have an executive director report about launching the electronic HRA agenda packets in January.
Yeah, and I don't know, Nancy might be the better person to give that report.
And unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about it, except for there will be training at the January 14th meeting, a special meeting before the council meeting. Our IT department will be down. You'll be doing hands-on. We'll still be getting the paper packets in January, but in February, I believe they're going to try to go paperless at that time. And it, so far what I've seen looks really user-friendly, so I think you'll be real happy with it. I hope you are.
So we'll be getting that to our home email? I mean, because the council's going to get iPads, I guess.
No, I don't believe there's any iPads
There's-
involved.
There isn't?
No.
Okay, okay, because they were talking about doing that one time.
No, and I believe what's going to happen, because the documents are usually too large to email
Yes, I
out
was
Yes.
wondering
as an
these-
attachment.
Yeah.
So we'll have a web page set aside, and then we'll email you saying the packets are now available for viewing at, and then give you the link. So, you know, if you were to look at the packet and, you know, there might be an item that jumps out at you like, well, gosh, I really have some questions on this. You might want to print out one item for taking hand notes on. Or, you know, it's all personal how people want to do those kinds of things. It will all be at the screens in front of you, the agenda will, and you'll be able to scroll through it.
Every item in the agenda?
Yes,
We'll be able to scroll on our screens. Wow.
yes. That's my
Well,
understanding.
there's going to be bookmarks on the side, so you can go to those items.
Oh, okay, so you
Yeah.
just, it's just fingers here, finger touch, or
No, I don't believe it's.
think it's mouse
no, It's a
driven.
mouse-driven, right.
mouse driven thing? Okay.
Yeah.
But we can also bring our electronic devices, because there's Wi-Fi in here too, and we
Oh,
can use
right,
ours.
yeah.
Does that mean that the website location will be available to anybody who's interested in what we're doing?
Well, it is now, you know, but you'll be getting your packets before the public gets to see the agenda, so that you'll be able to be informed before you start getting phone calls or whatever, if there's any hot items on there. So you'll have that information, just like you get it now ahead of time. But now the CSOs won't have to come and deliver them. It'll just get sent to a particular site that you'll have access to.
And all our
I believe
memos too?
your access will come, I believe, roughly 24 hours ahead of it being
Right.
public.
So we'll have to sign in or something in order to?
I think that IT is still working some of those things out.
Yeah, so,
So,
Yeah.
so currently, we're getting the packet on Thursday, and you're
mhm,
saying that now we're not going to get them till Sunday night?
No, they would be emailed to you on Thursday.
right, you'll
Oh,
still have it.
Okay, you said 24 hours.
No, so they would get emailed to you on Thursday,
Mhm.
and then within 24 hours of you receiving them,
Okay,
then
then they
they'd
go
be
public. Okay.
available to the general
Mhm.
public to view.
Thank you.
And is that going to be in all commissions?
For now, I believe it's just going to be the city council, the planning commission, and the HRA.
Right.
But the goal is by, to keep working toward all commissions.
Mhm.
Okay.
And all technical questions go to Nance?
No, we have an IT department for that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, claims and payroll, and it's sitting in front of me. I apologize.
I'll move. Claims and payroll?
I'll
I'll
s-
move it.
Was that a second? Did I
Yeah.
hear?
I don't know whose
Someone seconded.
whose motion was
Mine.
was accepted. Then I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we are done. That was a 19-minute meeting.
Yes.
That's a good one to have at the
Nancy
end of
gets
the
that.
year.
Nancy gets it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll,
Gopher, you know,
We'll
you're on the
stand
end, you're the new
adjourned.
kid.